Hi, I'm so happy to be here. My name is Midori Ishizuka. I'm class of 2015 at CMC, and my majors were history, and I did a dual major in film studies and a leadership studies sequence as well. So what have I been doing since graduation? Well, I started off at an advertising agency in New York City. I worked as an account executive for a couple of brands, namely Columbia Business School, as well as Gorton's Seafood and Chapstick. And Chapstick was my main client. We worked on TV ads and print ads. It was a traditional advertising agency. And that was a really, really fun and interesting experience, and I learned so much. But at a certain point, I felt that I had been missing some of the intellectual rigor that I so loved and appreciated from CMC. But I also really wanted to make a little bit more of an impact and feel a little bit more fulfilled by the work that I was doing. So I totally shifted careers. I quit my job, and I actually had applied to grad school for history for a master's at a number of different places. And I ended up then coming across an opportunity as well to teach at my alma mater high school. It's a boarding school in Massachusetts called Phillips Academy, Andover. And I remember so many great experiences from Andover, but it was also a very challenging place for me. And so while I was applying to master's programs and this teaching fellowship opportunity, I ended up kind of thinking that I was going to end up doing a full-time master's at Yale for a year. But then I got this teaching position. So I deferred that and I took the teaching position, and I loved it so much. And I think that I learned so much from actually teaching history, but also the institution that I'm at. It provided so many professional development opportunities. And so I wanted to stay another year. They call the second year of teaching at Andover a second year fellow. And so I became a second year fellow, but I couldn't defer again for another year. I couldn't push off that full-time program. So what I ended up doing was deciding to do both at the same time, teach as a full-time job. At Andover, that includes being a house counselor, like a house mom, house parent to 44 girls in a big dorm. I'm also a coach and a varsity coach for girls squash, an assistant to my own coach for squash when I was a student here, and also the varsity B, which is our seconds team, tennis coach. But anyways, so I ended up also then getting my master's, or working on my master's, almost done with it now, through Harvard Extension School in history. And so I've been doing both for the last 3 years, and I'm almost done. I'll be graduating in the spring. So how has my history major shaped my post-graduation career path? Well, being a history major, I think, opened my eyes to something that I was really passionate about. I had initially thought I was going to major in like PPE or government, but I saw myself gravitating towards history courses and ended up just deciding why not just major in history if that's what I like. And it's really been both through taking history at CMC, going out into the world and doing nothing related to history, and then coming back into this academic world, both as a student and as a teacher, that has made me realize how history is part of our lives every day, all the time, in many different ways. Of course, we have our traditional academic study of history. We look at sources, we look at scholarship, we figure out how to cite, we go through all the formalities of what it means to make a clear argument, how to support that argument with evidence, how to research in a scholarly and diligent way. But what really, really helped me appreciate history was being a teacher to young students in high school. I've taught 9th through 12th graders, and it's really the 9th graders that opened my eyes to trying to inspire in these students an appreciation for history that kind of goes beyond just the academic study of history, but really helps us understand human experiences, human emotions, the ways in which throughout the course of millennia, there have been certain things that have brought people together, that have pulled people apart, that people are really at the root of all things that have ever happened, and they are the agents of our future. And that there are really a lot of interdisciplinary and intersectional ways in which we can study history that is relevant to us and our lives and our understanding of each other. And at the end of the day, when I think about what history has provided me in terms of an understanding of what I believe in, what I value, and also a better understanding of people, that is really how history has shaped my career path, but also my own personal development. Lastly, what advice would I give a current CMC student or a history major? Oh, there's so many things that I would want to tell, a current CMC student or even a history major more specifically, but kind of linked to my previous answer. At the end of the day, I think we're all endeavoring to become better people and better citizens, but also figure out who we are and what our purpose is and what kind of impact we want to make in our lives, but in the lives of the people around us. And history helps you understand that, and it helps you form your opinions on what is important to you, and it also helps you form what is so important to the human condition, which is empathy and compassion for other people. And I would just say, live your life with that guiding principle, and you will never feel that you're missing out, as long as you kind of always let your empathy and your compassion, informed by your studies, whatever that may be. My bias is history. Let that guide your life, and let that be kind of your internal barometer for how, for the decisions you make, and for the way that you treat other people. And trust your gut and know that it's never too late to switch it up. You're not tied to your major. You're not tied to your first career choice, your second career choice, your third career choice. I certainly have big dreams and big ideas for what I want to do in the future as well. And so keep on dreaming and know that that is an amazing thing to do. And it can be scary, but being scared is good. It pushes you. So good luck with everything, and stay safe this year, and reach out if you ever have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. Bye.